Hello everyone, this is Enzo Eigen, the Alliance for Loki, and this is the first war of the new season. And this new season, of course, has all new tactics, which aren't too bad, and it has all new nodes, or some new nodes, which are pretty scary for a lot of them. So I'm going in with Noel and Rentra as my attackers. I just basically have 4 fights on the 2 paths I need to clear, and I'm bringing in Wags just to give pre-fights to my teammates. So this first fight, we'll just get right into the fight. It's against Venom. This node hasn't changed. It's the one where if he has an armor up, he he can then make you bleed. It's a Chidious Thorns one. So I go in. My goal is just to bait out SP1s and not get hit, and just watch out because he's gonna go unblockable after his first special. So there I failed in my first quest, and that's not to get hit. Luckily, my invulnerability absorbed those 3. Now I'm trying to bait out the SP1. I need to punish his block here more, which I just don't do. I'm just losing so much space, and here I get pushed back against the wall. He throws his SP1, catches me. I think one of the key things to keep me safe in this was the inequity mastery. You see, I had 22 debuffs on at the time. I put 3 in inequity, and I feel like that's so important in this fight. And Noel just puts on so many debuffs that so when I get hit, I don't think he will rarely crit against me, which will help me be much more sustainable. This fight, I've done it a lot. It's always dicey, I feel like. He just covers so much space, you see there, as he attacks you, and then try and get his SP1 out. His SP2 is really scary. And so, yeah, it's one of those fights where I feel like things can easily go sideways very quickly. And so just trying to finish off the fight here and throw my SP1, so it's pretty good shape. I feel like I make one more pretty big mistake. Where is it? Not there. There it is. Oh, nope. Maybe the mistake is already. Oh, there it is right there. I knew it was somewhere. So I rush in, and he intercepts me with his SP1. So the AI is pretty good at intercepting with that SP1 these days, so you have to be really careful about charging in. But again, thank you, Inequity. I think you saved me a lot. So let's zoom over to the next fight. So the next fight is Misty Knight, and this is an interesting node. Let's see if we can stop on a node here. So here it is. Oops, hard to stop on them. Okay, there it is. So I keep on trying to hit pause and not succeeding. Let's try it one more time. Okay, so this is a new node, and this was interesting. So it's the strike counter, which I never like, but you basically have the 5 lights, 4 mediums, 2 heavy charges, and every time you hit, a charge is used, and then if any goes to 0, your combat power rate decreases. And then there's an auto block in this fight too. So a very interesting node combination in this. And so basically my strategy going in it was trying to use my mediums, because my mediums, she cannot auto block, and then hopefully gain to an SP1 because your special resets those charges. And I was just going to try to spam SP1s and win the fight that way. But this fight's sort of a weird fight. It's hard because she's a tactic attacker again, so I have to be careful. She'll be unblockable. I just want to bait out SP1s, and I want to keep the spacing well against her. The good thing about the auto blocks here is they don't parry you, and so you see it failed here. And she also, of course, is purifying my buffs, because that's what she does. That's Misty Knight, and there it is. That's your first XP1. She's unblockable, and you can see the auto block doesn't parry me, which is amazing. And look where my power is. I'm literally at 99.9% of a bar of power, but because I had, I think, 0 on my mediums, I'm gaining those power reduction charge, and I've gained so many that there's nothing I can do. I'm not going to gain any more power. So it's a little bit worrying that I have to go this whole fight without being able to throw a special. Of course, it's really good throwing special because you can get out that corruption, and that corruption really helps you do a lot of damage. There, she both evades and auto blocks, so that was terrible. I was sort of struggling whether I should just do mediums in this fight or go ahead and risk it and try throwing some more, some more lights in my attack. I thought for a second, I couldn't remember what those charges really do. So I'm about to use some heavy soon, because maybe if I got rid of them all, they reset. So I couldn't quite remember how they work. Here, using my striker, of course. But so frustrating being so close to bar power and not getting there. But yeah, remember looking at the time and thinking, wow, it's almost halfway through the fight. and she's almost not even halfway down. So I was getting pretty worried I might actually time out in this fight. And so yeah, I started. Then here's where I'm using my heavies. I was like, oh, maybe my heavies will what you call it, do something if I can get rid of both of them with the charges. But I quickly learned that that's not true. There's my another heavy, but nope. it means everything's at 0. So yeah, I think this node is super, super annoying, to be honest. Just because it's so hard, especially with the unblockable, the medium and light attacks too. And so it just puts you in a really awkward place. Maybe Scream would be a better matchup here. I'm not sure. It's just really easy to lose your power basically in this fight. But we'll see. Like all these fights, it's just beginning of season. So here I am back in the corner, a little worried. And I'm hoping she throws her special, which I missed the heavy. But luckily she throws it, but she catches me. Again, this is where I feel like Inequity is amazing. I mean, I have 47 debuffs on her right now because I never got to an SP1 to turn to auto break. So whatever those debuffs are called, I have so many of them. So it's great. So extra tankiness for me. And here, right about here, I think I started relaxing. I was at 31% and still had 2 minutes left. I was like, okay, I think we're going to be okay. But yeah, this was super, super scary fight. I had dueled and tried to prepare myself as best I could. But again, it's like you can't really simulate the nodes. And so that makes it the most difficult because, of course, if you can't simulate the nodes, then, you're just never sure how exactly all these interactions are going to work. But finally, I almost got her down. I was very happy for that. And, it's trying to watch to make sure the parry actually stuck. It's always a little hard with a champion like her who gets rid of her debuffs. And of course, she has plenty of her frost charges, but she almost never has any of her anti-metal charges. And so there it is. This Venom Striker finishes it off. Okay, so that was sort of an unnerving fight, but we got the victory, and so that's what matters. The next fight is on path 1, and this is one where if he gets a regeneration, he goes unblockable. The great thing about Rentra is it's a high energy diet too, so I can't use energy attacks, which is basically my SP2, and so I'm just going to use SP1 or SP3 and yeah, just bait out his specials. I'm trying to learn how to dodge his SP1. Of course, when I'm rooted, it's not so bad because even if I get hit, I'm still unstoppable. There's a nice SP1. Doesn't do all that much damage, but does okay. Tactic Attacker and Tactic Defender. So if I can punish his SP1, then I will get the unblockable. Let's see if that's true here. You see I get hit there, but it doesn't matter. And see, I punish it, so now I'm unblockable, which is great. He throws it again. And once again, I punish it, so hooray, just putting tons of debuffs on him. And again, the nice thing about all these debuffs on him, 41 ruptures is crazy right now. If I could use an SP2, I would blow him up, but I can't. So I go for my SP3. A little bit of a mistake here, only because the SP3 doesn't count as a counter to his SP1, so it won't give me the unblockable, but I was pretty hopeful this would do more than like the 6% damage it did. Unfortunately, his SP3 is not very strong at all. And so, oops, and then I take a bunch of hits. So of course, with 9% left, and then I take a bunch more hits, I'm always trying to like lose the fight. When I have a 1 and I run into a heavy. And so yeah, that was sort of an ugly ending, but overall, a very good matchup for Rentra. I love my rank 3 Rentra. He's so cool. Such an awesome champion. Okay, and the last match of the day is against against Red Skull. So this node is, you can see right here, the Reinvigorate. So if he has a regeneration, then he becomes unblockable. Anytime regeneration buff happens, he gets one of those vigor charges, and if he gets 10, he's unblockable. If he triggers a buff, when I trigger a buff, he nullifies them. I feel like that didn't happen in Arc Overload. And so this fight is super straightforward, luckily. And so I'm very happy after 3 sort of stressful fights. I was a little worried because I couldn't remember right as I started this fight if he goes unblockable, if he has a regeneration or not. I sort of forgot about the charges that has get the vigor charges. So at first I'm a little hesitant. I think I might have to wait out the 10-second one, but then I'm like, oh no, okay, it doesn't have one. So then I just go punish him normally, and which is great. Lots of auto blocks, and then I just foolishly hit into his block, which is a terrible idea. And then again, just punishing his specials. And then of course I don't mind his SB1 because I can use my my mediums because I don't get auto blocked, which is nice. And then again I throw into my SB1. It's so hard. That's the hardest thing about him, is I like hitting to block so much. Of course, Red Skull, you definitely don't want to do that. Throw my SB1, and I'm going to bait out his SB1. And yeah, feeling pretty confident about here. And then again, just trying to get one more SP1. There it is, perfect timing. But you see both my buffs are nullified because of the node. And okay, now I'm ready to hit him lots and lots and lots because of the of my corruptions up. So I can go right to a big SP2. And SP2 just absolutely crushes him. So hooray, one actually smooth, easy fight that wasn't super stressful. Whew, okay, and that's my war fights. So yeah, interesting season. I would say overall the attack tactic is pretty mild, or I should say the defense tactic is pretty mild, because one, it's not till they finish their special that they get the unblockable. It'd be much different to happen during it, and it's easy to dance around. And even if you have a non-tactic attacker, you can still deal with it. So yeah, overall it's pretty good. And so, yeah, it is, we'll see. We'll see if we can keep the deathless streak going. So far, one war good, and we'll see about the rest. I hope you enjoyed this war video, and I'll try and make a lot more this season. And yeah, let me know how your war is going too. Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.